If I was acrobatic, I'd do some unnecessary flipping, and bending,
spinning too while flipping.
They should really. Anyway, we'll get into that. But
we saw a movie.
We saw a movie, and it's a movie that's coming out this week. So this episode will come out Thursday, but same week. Wonder Woman came out. At first, especially after seeing the last two Warner Brothers, DC bullshit movies.
Batman, Superman, and Suicide Squad.
Yes. And then initially hearing bad things leading into post-production of this film. Like, I don't remember
I heard
if there were
terrible things about this movie.
Yeah. But then for some reason, out of somewhere, like all the critic screenings were good. Rotten Tomatoes
95% at one point. I don't know if it still is, but...
we can definitely look that up. But, yeah, so I was actually optimistic going into this movie. I was like, at least I'm probably going to see some fun action scenes, you know? I may not care about the story. There's probably going to be references that I'm not going to get. But fuck me, because they don't give a shit about
They really don't care about
doing
that.
anything.
You better
so
do
yeah,
homework.
So going into this movie, I was super optimistic. You know? Still hesitant, because it is fucking DC, but it got good ratings, which is fucking insane.
I went into it I was trying not to shit my pants.
Yeah. I was looking forward to it. I was like, I was right when I put it on the schedule, it's like, I'm looking forward to seeing Wonder Woman, which is kind of crazy.
I thought it was crazy when you're like, you want to go see Wonder Woman. I'm like, this from a man who at one point said, they won't even make that movie. And I'm like, they're already in production. You go, I don't give a fuck. They probably won't even make it. And they made it.
Shit happens. They made a movie that was definitely better than the first two. I did not like this movie. Didn't hate it. But as far as comic book superhero movies go, this is like the third worst, maybe? It's not, I don't know. It's like way below. Like, this is not better, in my opinion, than any Marvel movie that I could think of. There's no Marvel movie that is worse than this movie that I can think of off the top of my head. Like,
maybe
and there's some,
Iron
like, even
Man
this,
3?
Well, see, I haven't seen that one. And I mean, maybe this
that Shane Black wrote that.
It doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it should be well written, but then directors can still fuck shit
True.
up. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like, it's a comic book movie. It's like just from the start, and then a lot of the humor reminded. It was like me, like very like shticky, corny.
It was very
like even the fight scene. Well, we're gonna spoil parts
the whole
of this
movie. Probably.
I have no desire to go beat through this movie.
No,
but we'll kind of pick and choose and talk about different shit.
Well, you can just start. There's like fucking 3 distinct acts. Just go through the acts. First act.
No, but it's like
Themyscira. Second act. You're trying to get to the war. Third act.
You're on this
war.
tiny island that's all big in different scenes. That like they're there to protect the world against the god of war.
Ares.
That is why they are there. However, well, they are completely oblivious. They have no way of seeing or knowing anything that's going on in the rest of the world because there's this magical cloak where they have perfect blue skies all the time, and from the outside looking in, it's stormy weather and you can't see into it.
Island from Kong Skull Island.
Pretty much. But Kong Skull Island did it better.
They did.
They did it way better. But the premise that they're supposed to be on this island,
Lost,
which I know, I fucked that show.
You
I have no desire to see that show. But like just the premise for why they're there, starting off before we even see any of these. I mean, we don't get. They kind of explain why they're there later, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you there to protect the world when you don't know what the fuck's going on? I mean, they were there from, I'm assuming, the beginning of time or something. I don't know when they populated that island as far as human history goes, but it's World War I, and they're completely
shortly
oblivious.
after they created man, because then there was the war, and it's confusing.
So it's like Genghis Khan wrecked some shit,
they didn't
do anything. But they're there on their beautiful island doing their fucking horse riding and fucking acro fucking
training sessions,
acro fucking archery,
Cirque du
bullshit
Soleil archery
that looked just really like the CG where it was clearly animated stuff looked better.
There was some of it
better than that.
I liked,
shit.
but there was some that just completely took me out instantly.
Horrible. Like I was like literally wanting to just laugh.
But
like,
it happened
all
early.
I wanted to do.
It happened
just
early,
right
and I
off
was
the
like,
bat.
ooh.
And I was like, okay, this is not going to be good.
She
This
turned
is
into
not
Blade
gonna be
2.
good. It's not.
Fight
Everybody
scene,
did.
Or
everybody did.
Neo from.
It was like it was like the Hercules TV show, but with a better budget. Like just corny shit like that, but with a way better budget.
But
basically,
there were parts. I didn't hate this movie. I'm with you. I don't hate it.
I was going in hoping it was going to be
good. I kind of liked
good.
it, but it was like I like it in like it was a movie, and I got to see a cool fight scene at the end.
I didn't see any. There was one good fight scene, and it was very short. That room scene that's basically very similar to the Batman scene, the only good fight scene in that bullshit movie, where it's like they're in a room and there's just a shaft of light coming through and she's kind of doing her cool shit, which is the only time that like spinny, slidey shit that she did.
She does a lot
good.
of spinny, slidey, leg kicky
but like
stuff.
all of the other
movie.
action scenes were just bad wire work and shitty CGI. Like she super jumps sometimes, she hovers other times, she kind of flies. Like it's all really done for like no reason other than to like show that she can do shit.
But I think that she's like, in sort of defense, I think that she's just like now finding out that she's kind of magic power god.
Sure, but
so like
she
doesn't know.
So
they keep
beginning of the movie,
they keep referencing that she doesn't know.
She clearly acts like she's Brendan Fraser from that movie where he wakes up from like. I mean, well, I guess Encino Man, but then there's also like the one where he's in
a bunker.
Yeah. But basically, a lot of his movies where he's just like confused, goofy guy, which I didn't like. For her as Wonder Woman, I don't mind the casting. I think she's fine. A lot of the movie is just kind of accents and bullshit.
I liked how they played her as like.
I liked her more if she was
naive of the world and just. Yeah. I enjoyed that part of it, and I thought that played well because she's not that great of an actress.
I think she was. I think
she's
she was
fine.
Better than everybody else in this movie.
Chris Pine in this.
He was. I mean, the fact that. At least my interpretation, the fact that he was in the rope
and I get
truth.
why you could see that, but
I mean, it's like they said it so many times, but then he didn't even like he had a perfect English accent until like, I mean, the last picture at the very end of the movie where he's standing in front of the plane and he's got the Iron Cross, but then there's like the Uncle Sam's hat flying off. Like, is he supposed to be like that? Was the only scene that ever made me think, okay, maybe he's an American that worked for the British for some reason, but then was embedded in
Germany.
That didn't make any sense. Like they said,
no,
like,
I get that.
British was hammered very hard in that
but
scene.
I knew he was supposed to be American the whole time.
Well, then,
but they could have changed it.
You know what you change? Either you give the motherfucker a British accent, or say he's from America. Do one of the two, but you can't say he's British and have an American accent. I mean. When everybody else is trying to do accents and they're doing them very horribly, like all the Amazonian women, like whatever.
Hey, the Scottish guy sounded super
well,
Scottish.
That's how he talks.
Yeah, I know.
That's decent casting.
Yeah,
but
hey,
the fact that he's part of the ragtag group of people.
Can we get the guy from Trainspotting? We can get him.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's like he's fresh off of T2, you know. But yeah, like the whole premise. So he like. World War I, like, stumbles onto their island, so she's like, I'm going to go kill this fucking god of war.
Because it has to be him, because why else would there...
Well, and she's the warrior in her mind, that has to do it, too.
Why else would there be a war except if this is Ares?
Yeah.
It has to be Ares, because all she's ever been taught is...
You know what this movie...
Greek mythology.
Her kind of naiveness and everything is very much like...
Naivete?
Like kids that are being raised by their fundamentally Christian households, and she's finally going out into the world.
She's like a homeschool kid that just got out of fucking...
And she believes that there's gods of war, but guess what? In this movie, there's actually gods in this universe with superheroes, which I guess the the Marvel universe has gods too.
But they're not really gods. They were just perceived as gods.
But
by
these
us.
are like
these are real gods.
These are the Greek gods are real in this one.
Except
but there's superhero-y gods.
Yeah, where it's like they're not.
I mean, it all makes so much sense. First off, the fact that that British scene where he's like British the whole time, every time he spoke, I was like, why didn't they just say he's from the U.S.? Like, I get it, but do something. They don't say.
I agree.
It's like, imagine if
me
they called
knowing
him
the
like
backstory of Wonder Woman makes it different.
Imagine if there was like this racial undertone because everybody is racist against black people, but then they cast him as the black guy, and they're just acting like he's a black guy. But it's like,
great.
What? He's not black. He's a white guy. Why you? I mean, like how they cast white women for Asian chicks, like the Ghost in the Shell and the fucking
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Put that on. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
put that on. It's about. I didn't watch all of it. I just started watching it. 2D looks good. Still, do not like her as the Morpheus of the
ancient
movie.
One.
Yeah, still don't like her casting. But
I do like Tilda Swinton. I mean,
I do too.
She didn't bother me in that.
Just because I like an actor doesn't mean they should be in.
She was cast as the Angel Michael in fucking Constantine.
Yeah, but I don't like that movie at all. I don't know if I'd like that casting anyway. I don't know. It's whatever.
Or Gabriel.
So anyway,
she was Gabriel. Sorry, not Michael.
Oh, okay. So sorry, the other fake religious thing.
Well, we're already talking about mythology.
I know. Yeah, this is different shit. But that's what she reminded me of, like a fucking kid that was raised.
True.
And then like she's going out to kill. And the whole time I was thinking World War II for some reason. So I was like, oh, she's gonna go kill Hitler.
Yeah.
Hitler's gonna be. I was like. And then the whole time...
That's why it would have had such big ratings.
The whole time... Yeah. The whole time I'm watching this is like, if this is what's going to happen, I'd rather be watching Inglourious Basterds. Like, if they're going to change history like that. But that would have been way cooler than, they think they're going after... The movie's telling you throughout that this is the bad guy. This is the guy. Pretty much. Yeah. Like, they didn't really... He was the main bad guy.
It was the twist.
But it was like, oh, no, it's this guy that was in one scene before. Or two scenes before. Yeah. Like, he's such a nothing character. He's just, like, background, like, guy.
I honestly, watching it, I thought he, at one point, definitely was Ares. And when
I wasn't paying attention to him at all.
When he became...
Yeah.
Well, because
there's nothing that was, like, indicating. Because the whole movie
he was the guy that was speaking when they went into that, like, Parliament House. He also came out and talked to them again. He also was the dude who came into the bar and gave them money and said, you know, your secretary can run the shit out of my office. But when they were on the phone and he was like, you don't fucking kill anyone. Like, to me, like, everything he said made me think that he still wanted the war to go on, even though he kept saying he didn't. Yeah. So I saw it coming.
Well, I mean, everything I saw coming in this movie except for the twist.
the twist.
And then that last fight scene I mean, it's just like this, the thing where you're like kind of conjuring shit from broken shit into like weapons where all he did was throw them. And it was like he threw two swords at her and just like bounced off and she just hit the ground. It's like that could have been anything. Why do you have to like make swords? Like, and it's just
cool.
Like it looked like so many scenes I've seen before. Fire going on.
I didn't mind
fucking,
it, but
fucking
I thought he looked cool
shit.
in the. But
it didn't do anything new.
But
it
wasn't
show
that
me
he should have. I thought that they should have not kept his face the same. Like that should have been like just a disguise. Like I don't want to see that guy in that
with
armor.
his British mustache.
Yeah, I want to see just a regular dude.
The other thing, going back to the British guy that's American, like everybody he interacts with aside from his ragtag group, they're all British. So it made me think like he's supposed to be a British guy. It's just they said fuck. Who cares about accents? Do them if you want. I mean, movies do that.
In the same respect that everyone spoke English, even the Germans in their own fucking country.
Yeah, but at least it's the accents.
Like, and they just had an accent.
Every single person in this movie was doing horrible accents.
Just speaking in
except
an accent of a different country, doesn't like.
But it's like an inconsistent.
It would make me think it was happening in America, and it was just a bunch of foreign people who also spoke English here. I don't know.
I mean,
that part did take me.
It annoyed the fuck out of me throughout the whole movie. It was like annoyed the fuck out of me. And then his character in general was very much just Star-Lord, like jokey, kind of slightly insecure, jokey guy, which he's supposed
trying to get the girl.
He's supposed to be a badass spy.
Trying to get the girl who is more badass than him.
He's supposed to be a badass spy.
It's kind of the same actual premise as Star-Lord and Gamora.
Yeah. Or
like he's the jokey, captainish guy.
Yeah.
Who's got morals but has done bad shit, kinda. And she's like
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Fucking the Native American with the TP in. That threw me off too.
There was a fucking
So they go to the UK, right? Which is like, okay, so maybe they'll explain why this motherfucker has an English accent, right?
They were in Belgium at that point.
But they went to London.
Yeah, I know, but they met the chief in Belgium.
Well, they were the scene before that. It was the let's put Wonder Woman in
a bunch of costumes,
in a bunch of different,
outfit.
and we'll just like we'll make fun of it. We'll make fun of like the prudeness of London.
Well, it's also the trope of like how many times have you seen that scene in a movie where
Brendan Fraser's
girl
2 movies
tries on a bunch of outfits,
like it's the ugly girl.
It's
they
the
even
ugly
put
girl.
the glasses on her.
Yeah,
and there's the
and
comment.
then commented,
"Oh, now she's an ugly girl because she's got glasses on." It's like, why did they?
Oh yeah, the glasses make her not the most beautiful girl you've ever seen before in your life.
And what's like, and then the outfit that she ends up wearing is kind of like still a woman's kind of outfit. It's not like she was wearing a pantsuit, but then they're acting like, oh, you should have put the fluffles on. But then cut to, she's wearing a fucking robe again when they're out in battle. And when they're going through the fucking trenches.
What'd you think of her actual Wonder Woman outfit?
It looked fine.
I didn't mind it.
The reveals of it were pretty stupid.
I will agree with that.
They didn't reveal it very well.
No.
Like she puts the crown
it
thing
was just
on
like
and
you
like
saw,
flips the hair.
It was like you saw some clothing hit the ground, and all of a sudden she's in that whole outfit, but she was totally covered up before.
She was in the dress, and then it falls off of her while she's on a horse.
Oh shit! I was about to say something
in the
about
trenches.
that.
In the trenches, she had the jacket on.
Yeah, and it was just jacket,
and she literally.
But there was no dress.
She turns, and you see the jacket. And it's just like it's like. Is she turning it? Like I was like, is she turning into a monster right now? Because that's the scene you do when you turn around. It's like, oh, it's a monster. But then she flips the hair and she's got the crown on. But it's like, in those scenes, like when it happens, Superman, like right when she turns and does that, bam, you hit the theme music.
They didn't hit her theme music till way later.
I don't know what her theme music is.
It was
I assume it's like the 80s.
It was the guitar
kind of
one.
Thing, yeah.
And they didn't. They played that later in like the scene that you really liked. I'm pretty sure that was playing during that.
Yeah, which that scene is in it's like a much larger set piece where it's after she takes off the robe and she's like, I'm gonna just fucking do this. And then she draws all their fire like Superman on top of a roof.
They've been in this trench for a year because of
They've been able to gain an inch.
And then she's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Just runs out and runs through she's like blocking bullets with her fucking...
Slow-mo. Pew, pew. It's just like,
They shoot a mortar at her. She just smacks it out of the...
He produced it. Oh my God, why is he writing? Well, he wrote the story, which... Oh my God. Sometimes children need to suffer in order for me to be happy. Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, it's I didn't really care, right? She's running out. I know it's going to happen.
I thought it was fun. I like that fun scene.
I was like, we're going to see some fun action scene. What do we see? It's just like her just blocking things, and then they like literally 10 feet away. Like
nobody decides to go. Hey,
it's pretty fucking stupid.
Can I shoot that guy?
It's pretty fucking stupid.
Like she's right there, and she's not.
She just kind of
she's not shooting at us.
No,
she's just running at us, and we haven't been able to shoot her.
We're just trying to shoot her.
But she's got a shield that seems to keep blocking my bullets.
Keep shooting.
But what about these guys?
Yeah,
they don't have a shield.
5 feet to her left and to her right, and they're just starting to pick people off. What's going on?
We should shoot them first, and then she'll be alone, and we can.
Why didn't she use her new sparring technique that she learned in the beginning?
But I don't think she learned it. I think it happened accidentally. Like
it doesn't matter.
She just raged out, and that's what happened.
When it happened, her arms. She knew how it. Like it was a thing.
I don't think she knew.
I mean. you would at least try. Like, that was crazy.
Sparking
How
that
do I
shit
do
back
that
up?
thing again?
Yeah, I
you
kinda-
know, you have this superpower. You accidentally did, right? In a thing where your arms were
But they
doing a thing
always
that's
play it.
very
That's
specific.
every superhero movie, they do it accidentally once, and then they're kind of scared of their power.
Yeah, but
and then later
usually they try
learn
and
to-
do it and they suck at it, like flying or whatever. Like Spider-Man, he's learning his shit. He's
Yeah.
trying, but they're trying to do it. She never tried to do it. She just did it at the very end of the movie. It was like, I'm just gonna get angry, and like just the anger that I have is basically the same as this thing. I don't know, but it's like they showed that in a sparring session on the island before all this shit happens, and then it's like. That attack on the island, she doesn't do it. Like her family and friends and people that she's lived with for, millennia are dying, and she doesn't try and do her new super move. Then she does this thing where she's going to take over the line, the fucking front line, and she's invading. She just uses her shield to block the bullets. They did all the work. They shot the people and threw in the grenades.
I just don't think she knew. Like, she literally, you're saying...
Well, she would have had to forgot that she had that ability.
It's not
She knows
forget.
she
I don't
has
think
that
she
ability.
knew that she did it. Like, it is the thing. And because when
when
that
it
happened,
Yeah.
it literally went, she ran away because she was so sorry, and then saw the plane crash, dived into the water, pulled him out.
No.
And then the fight happened.
No. She dived under the water
And then
swam out to the plane, crawled up on the plane so they could get the shot as he was sinking,
Stood above.
so they could see her
And
up
he's
there.
like,
and then
"Whoa."
she dove back
Yeah.
in to save him. So that's what happened.
That's
how this
but I'm
movie
saying
starts.
it literally went, that happened.
Sure, but she knows she did it. She didn't forget that she has that ability.
I don't think she knows it's an ability. I don't think
So
she
then
knows.
just like
no one
she
ever
was
told
in
her
a
she's
sparring-
magic.
No, but like, if you or I were, just in normal day, and we did some fucking, I mean, I guess we'd have to be sparring. Let's say we're sparring. We're in a fucking gym. We're sparring, right? And during the thing, you do this thing,
And it accidentally
and
fucks
then,
you up, and then I feel
everybody
really
in
bad
the
about
room,
it.
Everybody in the room gets blown back with the
Like I said,
shockwave.
she
But you
fucked
didn't
up
see
her-
the shockwave.
But she fucked up her,
Everybody, it was like a shockwave.
like the lady she loved more, almost as much as her mom,
Sure.
and
She
she
heard
felt
him.
crazy bad about it, and
but
then
she
ran
knew
away.
how it happened. It's not like she was
I
surprised.
don't think she
that,
knew about how it happened.
I mean, everybody got blown back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It
That
was
part didn't
pretty
bother
fucking
me.
stupid that
never bothered
she
me.
did something. She did something that she had never done before, and she doesn't even attempt it. And fucking good at it towards the end of the movie. So she accidentally did it and didn't know she could even do it. But at the end of the movie, it's her like go-to Hadouken.
Here, like,
So it's like,
her trainer lady
it's
kept telling her
so-
she's so much more powerful than she
Sure.
knew.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was until Ares actually told her that it wasn't the sword that was the god killer, it was her. Yeah. So
that was stupid,
and I
too.
think that finally gave her
that
the confidence.
was stupid. The fucking twists in this fucking movie are
No,
stupid.
I'm not saying it's great. I'm just trying to.
So
I'm just
stupid.
trying to explain what
I know.
I saw.
I
even
get
though-
it. I saw a lot of stupid shit. I saw a lot of fucking flippy bullshit and with their training.
When
I saw
when
her.
she picked up that
I saw
shield
her
off
do,
the ground.
I saw her
just
do.
one of the random ones. It looked so weird.
She does these super jumps that look stupid. The way they're done in the movie, they look stupid.
They didn't look
It
great.
looks like fucking bad wire work. Bad wire work. Unless they like zoom in and it's like fucking.
The dog hates the movie too.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't hate the movie. And
I didn't hate it.
hate
It was
either.
just a lot of stupid shit. It was just a lot of stupid shit that kept pulling me out of it. And there was not. It's like it is definitely below average for me because I was just not entertained. I was hoping for at least a fun action scene. I got one that took like 2 seconds and full of like just flippy shit. Every time is like flippy shit, slide, flippy shit. Fucking it just like the most overdone. Like if Cirque du Soleil made an action movie, this is like that's who choreographed this bullshit.
There was a lot
it
of
was
flippy shit.
Very much Cirque du Soleil's branding of fighting, which is not something I want to see. It'd be like if this was a musical out of nowhere. It's like this, like way too stylized for no reason.
That would be hilarious.
Like a musical. I would have way
a comic book movie musical.
But they only
like,
break
out
into
of
song.
Nowhere.
They only break into song during fight scenes.
Yeah.
So instead of and they're good fight scenes though. Like John Wick, it's like him and fucking whatever that other dude. I don't know his name. It doesn't matter. So anyway, back to Wonder Woman. But here's the thing. It's disappointing. I was looking forward to this. Now, I don't give a fuck about Wonder Woman. I don't remember the show. I
never watched the Linda Carter version, but I've seen all the animated.
I don't give a fuck about the comics. I've never. It's not a franchise that I give a fuck about, which is another reason why I was like, maybe I won't care because it's not fucking up a franchise that I enjoy some of the movies from, like Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like a Crystal Skull kind of a situation, which it's weird how, like, with Indiana Jones, it's kind of overwhelmingly people hated that versus, like, bad comic book movies. They'll make excuses for shitty movies. Like, imagine an Indiana Jones fan, like, making excuses for Crystal. I'm sure they're there. Yeah. They're out there, but primarily it's like...
I mean, I can't... Like, we do... You know, we rate movies on here and everything, and that's all. But you know what? If you fucking like a stupid movie, whatever.
Sure.
Like that's if
here's the thing.
If it makes you happy,
yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I watch some weird shit. Dude.
I'm not watching Ong Bak for like the plot or the story or the acting.
Yeah.
I'm looking for some fun fight scenes,
like
action
Raid.
scenes. Exactly.
The Raid is a terrible movie with awesome
The
fight
Raid
scenes.
is a fucking. It's a simple fucking premise. It's not trying to pretend like it's this fucking crazy, in-depth thing that's attached to all this other bullshit. Yeah. Like, it's a good, solid movie. Where this is trying to be... I mean, at least it only had the fucking lightning into the sky for a moment.
Yeah.
Only a moment, at least. Like, it wasn't just all the other movies where it's a pillar of fucking energy and, like, a vortex of shit. It was more of, like, everything's on fire and we're fighting kind of a fight. But I was like... Once I saw the bullshit kind of Cirque du Soleil fucking archery on horseback bullshit in the beginning, and then when she dives in twice to save him, I was like, what is going on? Why did she get out? And then it's like it's a cool like thing, but that's stupid.
I did like when right at the beginning of the beach fight scene in the beginning, where Chris Pine turns to her and he's like, "Tell me they have guns." And she didn't say anything, and then right away, like one of them gets shot.
Yeah,
and then she's like, "It's like, oh, well, these."
Which that scene, that bullet time scene, where it's like going, it's like clearly over, like the CG, they fucked up because like
Wonder Woman's watching it very intently.
She's like this, and then the person over there gets hit with a bullet.
Yeah,
it was just the perspective on that whole slow-mo shot was stupid because I was like. She's seeing, it's like the way that shot for me, what it communicated, that Wonder Woman is seeing this bullet in that slow-mo, like she's in the zone.
Yeah, she followed it
and
all
I was
the way
like,
through, and then
I was like, just waiting. She's like, she's
I thought
gonna
she was
block
gonna, yeah,
this
exactly.
shit at some point.
I think that was maybe the misdirect, but I don't know. Like I thought like you did that she was just gonna be like catch it.
You know
or
what
something?
You know what that scene was? Just one of many disappointments in a lot of this movie, where it's like. Oh, maybe it's going to be Hitler. No, it's World War I, which I didn't even know until you told me after the thing. But then it's like...
Because they do say it's the war to end all wars, and that's what World War I was called during the war.
You're a fucking soldier that's like... When
they didn't call it World War I before World War II because there wasn't a need to number that
I'm sure they didn't call it the war of all wars.
The war
at
to
the
end
time
all wars
of the fucking war.
That's what it was referred to.
But if you're a soldier and you're like on an island and they're like, what's going on? You're not like being poetic with, it's like fucking war's going on. What do you mean what's going on? People are dying. There's this guy, there's Germany, and they're trying to kill people. That's what's going on. It's not, oh, it's the war to end all war. Oh, no, he wasn't British.
Don't.
It's the war to end all wars. It's just the war. I'm Chris Pratt. I'm the Star-Lord. Oh, I'm a little.
Hey.
I'm a little.
Give
insecure.
Give Captain Kirk some respect.
Why? He should do a better job. Like you.
I didn't mind Chris Pine in this at all. I did not mind Chris Pine in this at all.
If they called him an American, I don't mind him.
But
they
in my
didn't.
mind, that was never an issue.
In my mind, they said to me in the movie, they said to the audience,
and that's fine. They didn't.
He's British.
I
he's
didn't
British,
get that.
He's
from
British.
Him.
Everybody else has shitty accents. Like everybody else is trying to do an accent, except for the one character in this whole movie where they're like British. It's the only character in the whole, and he's the only one without an accent. I mean, he's got the American accent, but that's never explained.
Well,
he's a British accent.
Mighty fine German accent.
That's what happens. It's the crossbreeding of British and but that bugged me throughout the whole movie.
See, that never even came into my mind because I knew the backstory of Wonder Woman and
okay, but it still doesn't make sense to say somebody's
Steve
British
Trevor.
and then like he has an English accent.
They said
if the character
was in the
is
British
English,
military.
The United States, like how many Americans are fighting for the British? They have British people. They have their own
plenty
people.
Of people that
we have our own shit.
My buddy I work with is Costa Rican.
Yeah.
He was in the American military.
Yeah, but Costa Rica is like part of the U.S., right? Or no?
No, it's in South
people
America.
do that. Okay, yeah, people do that. But
That's
during a world war where everybody's fighting,
the Indian threw me off more than the fucking.
Oh no, I was already Chris Pine, the British dude with an American accent. Then, which were in London, cut to Indian dude in a teepee. I was like,
he even referenced.
They went on the. They
he
went
even
on a
referenced.
Boat. They went on a boat.
Who
or some
killed your
shit.
people? He goes, his people, and pointed at him.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been British people that killed.
British people.
It was
are
American
the ones,
people.
No, the British went to America and killed all the Indians.
The
they weren't Americans yet. They killed all the Indians.
But again, they weren't just British that went to America.
But he's white.
Yes.
I mean, I guess he could have pointed to the Scottish dude. That's their marksman that can't shoot.
and sees ghosts.
And the other guy that's supposed to be an actor
has some weird nightmare that has no reference or anything. There was no reason for that.
Hey, another letdown.
I thought there was going to be a weird payoff of like,
I was hoping for
giving some sort of backstory
just
to why
fun action. That's all I was hoping for. Like all of this stuff was bad. It was all bad. Like I'm watching
it was all bad.
I'm watching it and I'm like,
but
I'm hoping
I've got a lot of
good.
bitches just like you. I didn't think it was all bad, but it was.
Here's the thing. It's fucking a million times better than the other bullshit they're putting out. Right?
So far,
compared to that, fucking epic movie. Compared to everything Marvel's doing, it's
mediocre
at
best.
It failed. Like you don't see, at least they're not as glaring. Like it just maybe they had to re-edit the whole thing, and they just weren't able to get certain shots in or something like that to help progress. Like I don't know. Who knows what happened to this movie? Maybe they chopped it up just good enough.
I kind of feel like there were. First off, it felt long as shit.
Oh yeah,
it's a 2 hour and 21-minute runtime. So yeah, it is a long fucking movie, but
way too long. I mean, just for them to get to the front line, probably took 45 minutes.
Oh,
like all of that shit that happened. It's like you could have fucking been like the setup for everything. Like she's a kid for 10 minutes. Well, like why do we need to see her as a child for that long?
The first half of
it's like
the first act is on the island.
Yeah.
Second act is they're in London.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go to the war and trying to set that up. And then
wearing dresses.
Wearing dresses. Ha ha ha. Funny shit. And then the third act
is long as fuck.
Long as fuck. And it's from the trench scene on.
Yeah. Or at least, I mean, technically the third act would be when she finds out who the real war, and then there's that.
No, I just think that's part
that's
of
the conclusion. Well, that's just the third.
Unless the second act is fucking. We get unless maybe there's 4 acts.
Hey, guess what the military guy?
Maybe they just didn't do it.
Guess what the military Native American's name is? Chief.
Oh, is that like a reference to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
No,
we're just calling every Indian chief.
I mean, I don't know. The ragtag group I could give a fuck about. I could give a fuck about. Give me Rogue One. Why'd they kill them? Everybody in this movie should have died. Fucking, I love that dude from Trainspotting. They wasted him.
Spud.
They wasted him.
I believe he was
Fucking
called
wasted
Spud
him.
in Trainspotting.
Or Black Hawk Down. He's in Black Hawk Down too. He loses hearing.
But
I can't remember what his name is. It could be Spud.
I believe it's Spud.
Wasted. The Native American guy, I didn't mind him, but he didn't do shit.
Didn't do anything.
It was just
special.
I was like, why does he have to assemble this ragtag group of fucking degenerates? Like, why are they doing that? He's like supposed to be this elite spy, which he's clearly not. He's supposed to be British, clearly not. He's got a expert sniper, clearly not. He's got a expert spy that's just a dude that wants to be an actor.
Who is an actor?
And
who just got wrapped up in the war.
There's the scene
yeah.
they like put a mask on. Like it's like there's like super cheeseball moments in this movie. Like in the fight scene when they're in London, and it's what's his face and her, and they like she starts
in the alleyway.
She starts using her things.
Yeah,
and he's fighting like a 50s kind of like.
He punches one guy and he's like, "Oh my hand,"
which is stupid because when was World War One? World War One was like early 1900s.
1913?
Wasn't the 50s.
No.
But it was very much a 50s style, like even the Hattie was very Dick Tracy-esque.
Yes.
It was just like so much shit. Just I'm curious. Guaranteed, there's some fucking director's cut bullshit that they're gonna double dip on all the fans. And it's
what are you gonna give me a 3-hour version of this fucking bitch? Jesus, it was long enough. Plus, I have diarrhea today, and I had to shit the whole movie. I missed one scene because I had to shit.
And it was a stupid scene where they could get a dick joke in. And
I can't
the
believe
crowd
I missed the one dick
loved
joke.
It.
Oh, of course
the crowd
they would.
loved it. It was so stupid, but there was just I didn't mind, right? The stupid scenes, they weren't like offensively stupid.
I chuckled at some of the wah scenes.
They just didn't. It was like somebody put a puzzle together, and they mostly kind of put it together, but you could tell a lot of.
But
that
they
shit
jammed
was
a few.
smashed.
They jammed
like
a few
you can
pieces.
see a lot of
yeah.
empty spaces and shit where it's like, oh, I can kind of see how they made it work. But it was like I was just like, please give me something cool to see, and there was one cool scene, but it wasn't like the end fight scene was like.
I didn't mind
every fucking end fight scene in every fucking movie where it's just like.
There were parts of it I liked.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't horrible. That's the thing. It wasn't horrible, but
I didn't get up and go.
It also
I was like,
wasn't
I like
doing
it,
a goddamn new thing.
No,
it wasn't like the fucking rope is
the lasso of truth.
Like that's when you find out he's a British spy. But there's another scene where she wraps around his wrist, or he wraps it around his wrist.
Yeah,
I think, and then there's a couple scenes where it's like, it's like handled like cheesy. He wraps it around and then he starts drifting off like, oh, it's like his insecurities come out where he gets.
He's like, I'm going to take you to the war.
He gets all.
We're probably going to die.
Yeah,
this is a terrible idea.
Yeah,
but he was telling the truth.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It was like right there. It was right there. It was right there for me. Like if she like as Wonder Woman, I wish she was in a slightly better movie. Because I don't think it would take that much to make this movie fucking crazy. I just think it's got so many fucking little holes in the fucking puzzle.
Pull up what it is on Rotten Tomatoes, because I'm pretty sure it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, Wonder Woman 2017.
No,
94%.
No,
at least Get Out was rated higher than that.
Still,
see, like this,
I liked
this movie.
It was fun. This was fun for me.
It was okay,
and
it wasn't horrible.
I think the whole British thing kind of took you out a lot.
Well,
but
it's
still, I got a lot of bitches about it too. It's not like I fucking thought this was a great.
No,
movie.
I know, but that was the. I mean, that was from.
But I still think that kind of like.
But that wasn't even the first thing. The first thing was the fucking. It was like
the flippy rubber people.
Oh my god! The beginning of this movie, like I didn't even mind this. The kid. The kid was fine, but then once I started seeing all this shit, I was like, what? What the?
I noticed immediately when she got up on top Like, I was like, why did she get out
The
of
fucking
water?
Cirque du Soleil training camps that they were doing on
Weird.
horseback did not like. And I was like, okay, I'm hoping it's just this scene, and it's overly complex to show. Like they have like 20 things going on in this scene where it's like all CG. It's like that could have been shot way different, and they could have made it look fucking amazing. Then it's the fucking she dives into the water and then gets out of the water and dives back in. I'm like, okay, I can overlook it, but that's still fucking stupid. Because they don't show her get out of the water, not like you need to. It's just stupid that she's out of the water again. But then, lasso of truth, this fucking American dude is saying he's a British spy. And then I was like, okay, maybe he has like a slight British accent, like he's trying to do it and he's not very good. But it wasn't at all.
No,
not at all.
He's an American who worked for the British government.
It's like, then why didn't he say he is in the lasso of truth? Why didn't he say he was American? He said he was a British spy. At no point in this movie is he connected to being American. Aside from the way he speaks, because I was waiting for it.
I kind of want to watch it again.
I was because that when they
just
said
because
that scene, I was like,
I might not have heard it.
What, that they say he's an American?
Maybe.
Dude, I would have loved to hear that. That would have just explained it all. Like when I saw the picture at the end, I was like, okay, maybe, but still, it's like nothing else. Like everything in the movie made sense that he's a British spy and that he's just an actor that doesn't give a fuck about trying to do a British accent. That's what it felt like to me. Like everything that he was connected to, all the people when he connected back in London, he goes to London. He doesn't go to the U.S. He goes and talks to fucking, his supervisor people to try and hand off this diary that they're like, don't give a fuck about.
They don't give a fuck about.
Which
and then
is
she's
super
like,
easy to get for this fucking British American spy.
Here's what's ridiculous.
But that threw me off. But it was just like that wasn't the first thing. That was after
they sent that
all
to
this
their
other
code
shit.
breakers.
Yeah.
And all they would have had to do is say, these words are in this language. These words are in that language.
Yeah.
And then we can read it. But Wonder Woman's like, they're like, no one can break this code. She's like, it's these two languages. And they're like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And it's like,
super good setup.
yeah, they're like, nah, don't let that bitch talk. And then the one guy's like, well, I mean, if she can read it, can we, how about that? Like, can we just let her read it? And they're like,
Well,
yeah,
it's like,
cool. Whatever.
They're trying to show back in that time, men were male chauvinists,
and
right?
then no one gave a fuck what a woman had to say.
This movie is very much, it seems like, at least how the studio handles it. They did the women-only screenings, and, like, some douchebag dickheads were, like, angry.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
well,
like,
all right,
who cares?
if you're...
Whatever.
If
Hold
you're
on.
a
How
dude,
they're handling
hi.
this movie is all about woman power. It's a female director. I love her as Wonder Woman. Wish
She's
the movie was
super
better.
hot.
Wish the movie. Yeah. I heard people complaining about her because she's a model that it should have been like a Ronda Rousey person, somebody that actually knows how to fight. I was like, this is a movie. It's the
terrible actress?
The person that had this idea or people is the same podcast that made a documentary that wasn't really about the subject that it was about. But it was like, this is a fucking movie. You want somebody that can act. I think she's a decent actress. The accents and like the night, she was fine. She was fine.
No,
I didn't mind it.
That's her actual speaking voice. She's Israeli.
Yeah, but like she was. I get it. She's Israeli. Whatever. She was fine. She was the only person in this movie, and
I think that's why they made all those other girls on the island speaking a weird,
horrible
accent.
That's the thing.
They were all trying.
Fucking person in this movie.
They're
has
all
a
trying to
accent,
copy her,
except for the dude that they say 10 times. British. What's up, dude? And he has there's a line in the movie.
Again, Scottish guy's fine.
I fucking love him.
'Cause he's
Wasted in this
Scottish.
movie. Wasted in this movie. The fact that he's wearing a kilt is stupid as fuck. The fact that he's recruited as a marksman and can't shoot, and they don't really go into like anything with him.
I
It's
haven't
just
heard
wasted.
him sing in years.
So wasted.
Wait, didn't go into that at all.
Yeah.
Like why? Like I feel like there was more of a story for
Wasted.
that guy.
I would have rather
And
it just been
they
him
cut
and her.
out a bunch of shit for him.
It could have just been him and her. Fuck everybody else. just fine. Why you need a whole group of people? Why you need a Native American with teepees? Literally a teepee. Not in the United States, which that's what I thought they went on that fucking boat. Like, did they go to the United States? And then they're going to explain why he's got an American accent. We're going to see it. No, they go somewhere else.
How far
and
was
they have
the
a Native
island
American.
away from London if they got there in just like
this movie,
one sleep's time?
Like
even
a lot
if
of
they
movies,
got pulled by a tugboat.
Sure. Whatever. This movie is full of like, I'm saying it's a fucking puzzle.
Where is
with
Themyscira?
a lot of fucking holes? It's somebody. We make a puzzle.
Seems like a tropical environment.
Very
but
much
it's
a
in the middle.
women's.
It's close to London.
It's stupid. It is stupid. I'm telling you, there is a lot of stupidity in this movie. A lot of fucking stupidity. From the jump. From the acro fucking training bullshit to the fucking...
I liked some of the flips. I didn't like them all.
I did not like... The only time it looked good
the one
was
with
in...
the three arrow.
Didn't like that shit at all.
It reminded
bullshit.
me of Deadpool.
It was the...
Where
it
he
was
jumps
just
over
as
and shoots them all three through the head. Like, that's
just
what
as
I got on that.
It looked like fucking that Brad Pitt 300 bullshit movie. What was that movie called?
Troy?
Troy. It's a horrible movie. It's a horrible movie. But it's like, that fucking... Those scenes reminded me of that. 300. I mean, it's like this director basically...
It was very early
Zack Snyder.
It was Sword
very
and
much.
Sandal movie, and then it became a World War I movie.
It wasn't Sword and Sandal movie. It was like pretending to be Sword and Sandal movie, but at the same time, it was like they were all training poorly. Like, at no point during real battle, except for like flippies sometimes.
And
she didn't do any of that shit.
Fucking shit out of each other. This is not like real training where it's like sparring and shit. They're going full bore like kill shots on each other.
They're like, I don't care. I'm in the movie.
I thought that they were going to be like semi-invincible, like Wonder Woman, when they started
like super strong or something.
When they started fighting like the people on the beach, but like all of a sudden they just started dying a lot, and I was like, oh, I'm not impressed.
I was like, you just had a training session where you were able to do something crazy. And you like, at no point do you even attempt to try and do that thing. It's like they accidentally fly and never... The fucking scene where they have to... The only way to get rid of a sniper... The ragtag group, they have to get to a fucking metal door so they can lift it up at an angle so that Wonder Woman could... And they know the term. So Wonder Woman could jump off of the shield to smash the fucking... Oh, that's right. He at the battle.
Saw it in the beach.
Whatever. Stupid fucking scene because she doesn't need to jump off. Like, it's not a trampoline. It's not like halfway through, like it's a double jump. It's just... like this. I was like, what
we
are
already
they doing
saw her
right now?
climb a
When
wall
they were
with
like,
her bare
we're gonna
hands.
put it on our back. I was like, oh, they're gonna fucking like go towards the gun.
That's what I thought.
No, they did something way stupider.
It was.
And then, yeah, it's just like this movie, like it was like, oh, cool, and then disappointment. Oh, cool. Oh, disappointment. Oh, cool. Disappointment. It was just like disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. Even the end battle was like, it was okay, but it was like, I mean, aside from the fucking whatever,
I did like
it's
that
pretty
scene.
forgettable.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking forgettable. You know, conjuring shit out of air. You know, Lego movie. Did it way better. Enjoy that shit way more. Where shit's connecting together. Versus like, let's make two swords.
Still the best of the DC movies?
Well, of the last three.
Yes.
Christopher Nolan, all three are way better.
DCEU.
Yeah. And also, don't give a fuck about Justice League. Don't give a fuck about Justice League. Saw a trailer for... All the trailers spoiled all the movies that we saw. Every single one. We know what everything's about. Don't give a fuck. Justice League could suck my dick.
I would rather see...
I don't give a fuck about Ben Affleck. I don't give a fuck about... I mean, Zack Snyder did most of the work on
that
it.
Fucking Atomic Blonde.
Don't give a fuck. Yeah,
that
for
we
sure.
keep seeing the
that
fucking...
I'm fine with. That I'm cool
Charlize
with that movie.
Theron doing
Although I
her
don't need to
female
see that
John
trailer
Wick
anymore. Yeah.
But I'm glad
looks
I'm
cool.
glad it's the same trailer, and not like they gave
True.
us another trailer that
True.
spoiled more.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that trailer 3 times.
Yeah, true. But
we've seen a lot of movies
I could
lately.
see that movie being okay, but not Just because it's
probably better
we
than...
just saw John Wick 1 and John Wick 2.
It's probably better than the one we saw the 2 movies ago. The
Alien?
The warehouse scene bullshit movie. It was cool. But
That movie, I enjoyed way more than this.
oh, yeah.
Because there were fun scenes in that where I was like, oh, that's cool.
But I'm saying, like, I think that Atomic Blonde will probably be better than that.
I mean, it's bigger budget
Because that movie wasn't great. It was
that was
alright.
an independent
It was a
movie. That was like a $10 million
fine.
movie.
I don't give a fuck how much they spent on it.
Well, but that translates to like you couldn't make a frame of this movie for that budget. You know, like they spend
I'm
a lot.
sure Adriel could probably render some of the fucking fight scenes of the fucking rubber people.
No. That's still expensive shit.
I know.
The thing is, when they did the rubber people, they're like, oh, let's show 50 people on horses flipping around, shoot. It's like all of that looks like dog shit. Like when she was reading the story, and then like they had the animated fucking reenactment shit that was floating around. That was kind of 300-esque. Way better.
I didn't mind that.
Way better. It was like visually. Aside from, I mean, there's parts every time the rope was used, I was like, I don't give a fuck. But everything else, there was good CG. There was a lot of good CG.
I like
in it,
some of the shots of Themyscira.
Well, you got a fucking flippy shit.
I like some of the panoramic shots.
They rendered a fucking island thing cool.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool.
But rubber people, man. Like,
I saw it too.
You know how long ago Matrix 2 was? How long ago? That's like what other
movie have you seen recently that just randomly had a rubber? Like I saw it. It was.
I think the big thing is Patty Jenkins has never done a big budget movie. So as far as working with special effects,
doing the special effects.
She's the director, and she has to shoot scenes and put the movie together in a way. And if she's never worked with a branch of people that do things that you're not seeing, like she's not like she was looking at people, like she's probably like, oh, just make it cool. And the animators are like, oh, let's do some flippy shit. That'd be cool. Let's have women do flippy shit.
So wait, like since Zack Snyder is no longer a part of Justice League, and they put Josh Whedon in charge.
It's not going to change it much.
Exactly. I mean,
editing.
I've seen that exact.
Because they're not going to reshoot the movie.
I've seen that trailer before,
right?
A bunch of times.
Okay.
Like it was actually the shortened version. There's a longer version of a trailer, which is like. I'm like everything's shot like
no. It's when does it come out? Next year?
Yeah, like so, what's he even do with it?
Was it come out next year?
I think it comes out next year
or this year. I mean, here's the thing. Year? It's filmed.
So what now does he do? Like,
so he's going to be in charge of editing, which will be nice because nobody knows
the editor, right? Because there's an editor.
If you're a good director, you're sitting in. The editor does the editing. They're doing the shit.
Yeah, but you tell them what to do.
Like. Scorsese has worked with the same editor forever, and they've been able to come up with, like, as far as editing and directors go, he's well known for his style that his movies have as far as their edit. I'm sure Tarantino works with the similar. So editing is a big thing. Depending if he gives a shit, how much passion does he have coming into Zack Snyder's fucking dog shit movie?
When he's not going to be actually made great Marvel movies. I know,
but he's not going to be able to change shit.
No.
So it's going to be if he doesn't give a fuck, then the editing he might just be like, editors do whatever.
Watch this movie turn into something great just because Josh Whedon took all the
weird
edits.
After this movie wasn't horrible, but it's like I'm really fucking glad I didn't pay for 3D.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. Like, I questioned you on the way in. Like,
yeah,
that was
no way.
I was like, wait, you didn't pay for IMAX because he bought the tickets beforehand just in case.
Yeah,
and it wasn't packed at all.
They had like bonus points or whatever if I bought it. So I was like, fuck, might as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was not thinking it was going to be sold out. Plus, we were going early Friday. I mean, it was Friday, but people work.
Yeah,
it's Friday nights get super packed. I'm sure the late shows will be
full.
But yeah, there's no way I was going to pay for it. But then it's like I don't give a fuck about Ben Affleck as Batman. The robot dude looked like the
terrible
dog shit CG, which should have been a sign.
Cyborg looks fucking terrible. Come at me, fucking Justice League fans, because that shit Someone tell me that doesn't look terrible. And I'll tell you that
it
your
doesn't
eyes
matter,
don't
man.
work.
Doesn't matter. People loved fucking Batman vs Superman. People love fucking Suicide Squad. This one. I'm fine with people loving this one. I'm okay with it. It wasn't my bag. It's a better version of what they're trying to do.
I liked it when I walked out, but the more I think about it, it's mediocre at best. But I think I was just like, I like it because it's the best of the.
Yeah,
it's the best done.
That's
of the
thing.
DCEU movies.
Walking into this movie, I was hopeful, but at the same time, wouldn't be surprised if it let me down.
Yeah.
And it was not nearly as good as I thought it would be.
I thought it was going to be a lot better for the score.
I thought there would be something in this movie that would make it like, oh, I see why. Like, that scene was fucking amazing. Like, easily, like, just that scene alone would give it like it. But there was
no airport scene.
There was nothing in this movie.
There was no Civil War airport scene that made it.
Every scene led up to something cool and then just disappointed. Like that when she was storming the fucking trench, that scene could have been way cooler than just like everybody's shooting at the fucking shield, and which, at first she was standing, so some of those could have like clipped her legs.
Well, she's got the boot
shins,
things.
yeah, but they only go to certain lengths.
They're like here. So I did know,
but still, it's whatever. They're still
during
firing
that scene.
at her.
I noticed that. I was like, why?
And that's after the reveal, which was the horrible. It was like a Pantene Pro V reveal.
Like when I turned around and went like this, and everything fucking.
It's like, oh, monster, and then it's like, let's do this,
I'm Wonder
boys.
Woman.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more like I would have loved to see her in a better movie, and maybe it will be handled like if they do sequels. I don't mind seeing a sequel to this movie. As far as a franchise that DC might continue doing, I don't know if this director I want to see do another movie. I definitely don't want to see Zack Snyder. I want to see a fucking this looked a lot like a Zack Snyder movie.
It did.
It had a lot of the slow-mo, unnecessary fucking movement within the fucking frame for fight scenes, just like over choreographed bullshit. But it's like clearly like it's a apprentice. Like he was like producer kind of, but like telling the director how he wants it to be shot. And I'm sure like aesthetic wise, like Marvel movies, like if you don't like, you just see a still shot of like a scene that doesn't necessarily have a character in it, you can kind of tell a Marvel movie from a DC movie just because they're not afraid of like light.
Yeah,
like DC is very dark. Oh, let's go to London where it's gray, and then we'll go fight at night all the time.
Smog.
But
what do you give it?
I mean, it's like a 6.
I give
somewhere in there.
I give it a 6.5.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there.
Maybe even a 7.
I definitely would not go up to 7. No way. Because there's too many disappointments, man. If it just had one, I just wanted one, like, holy shit. Like, if it just had the airport scene. Like, it didn't have, like, that movie was great. Top to bottom, pretty great. There's probably probably missing parts.
Here's a good comparison. Like, when we were watching Civil War in the theater, and the Winter Soldier, Bucky, grabbed that bike.
Yeah.
Fucking just yanked it off. Like, I remember everyone in the theater being like, what the fuck? Like, there was no the one what the fuck scene that I heard from anyone.
I did, but I think it was a different tone. And it was coming from me. And it was more like, what the fuck? It was more of the what the fuck I was talking about.
No, I'm saying they didn't have that one exciting scene where during the movie I was like, yes!
The best done scene was that small fight scene in that room.
Which is in the trailer.
Glad I didn't see the trailer. Because I didn't give a fuck about this movie until I was like, oh, it's rated good. It's kind of like, I really haven't heard anybody that's seen it or that can talk about it, because sometimes people get under, the critics they're under embargo until a certain time. So I was optimistic. It's not like I want to pay for a bad movie. That's stupid. Unless I like King Arthur, I was like, knowing that's probably going to be a bad movie.
I've heard a lot of people fucking
But
shit on that. It's
I
like
wouldn't mind
28
seeing
on
it.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
still wouldn't mind seeing it. I'm sure that, you know what? I guarantee that movie being, even though it's dog shit, fucking Batman versus Superman had nothing going for it, but like, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about that movie. But yeah, this was all right. It was all right. It was okay. It was all right.
It was a movie.
It was a movie. I mean, we got 2 movies that were just movies, kind of back to back. Kind of disappointing. Although the Aliens franchise is kind of a disappointing franchise, really. If you're going to be honest about the franchise, it's really not great. They put a lot of money into Prometheus and its fucking Covenant.
I can overlook the Alien franchise more because I think it's just more of a fun space monster movie.
It wasn't that like the one we had. Like, people were doing stupid things.
Yeah,
but they still paid off in decent ways. Like, you got to see like, like new shit happen. Where this is like, disappointing. Oh, disappointing. It's just like Alien movies. At the end of every Alien movie, they fall apart. This is like after every scene, at the end of every scene, the scene falls apart.
I think you know what?
Falls apart.
I think we should change our actual rating to good movie, it's a movie, and bad movie, because that just simplifies shit. And
yeah, but
and we've had to rate a few movies.
The worst,
it's a movie.
Sure, but I mean, we can give it that classification. But like, Netflix went to thumbs up, thumbs down.
Who cares? Fuck Netflix.
But you're doing thumbs up, thumbs down with a third option, which sucks.
That's great.
No, it sucks because it's like,
because really in the end you're only saying 3 things.
I guess
it's a good movie, it's a fair movie, it's a shit movie.
Because sometimes there's shit movies that I enjoy watching,
which is a fair movie.
I mean, it depends. I don't know, man. I mean, there's movies that are dog shit movies that if I'm in the right mood, I'll watch.
Yeah.
But
which makes it a fair. There's a good movie, there's a bad movie, and there's a fair movie.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, we
like
could...
in the whole gist of it, it's not they're good, they're bad. There's 3 options. It's or it's good or it's
I think
bad.
there's more than 3 options. I mean,
what other options are there?
Between and good or great or dog shit? Like there's bad movies that maybe some people will like. Or there's dog shit
which
movies that
fair.
shouldn't have been able to be. No. They're like this movie. I don't know.
Obviously 95.
Let's talk about
like,
2 of the highest
shit.
Let's talk about 2 of the highest grossing dog shit pieces of shit of all time.
Transformers.
No.
Fast and Furious.
Batman versus Superman and Suicide Squad.
Did they really make that much?
Oh, destroyed. Destroyed.
I didn't even check that shit
But
out.
that doesn't mean shit. I mean, Transformers makes good money.
Great money. They
Fucking
keep making them.
Swiss Army Man didn't make shit. Love that movie way more than all of this bullshit. This movie can suck my dick. This movie can get down on its knees. Not what? Yeah, Wonder Woman sure could.
Yeah, I was
That's
about to. Right when you started saying, I was like, she is one of the hottest actresses I've seen in a while.
And I want her to be in a better Wonder Woman movie.
And they played it.
I wanted her to be
and they played
better.
it so perfect. Like everyone that first met her was like, "Holy shit, you are so fucking."
Which that's what she's supposed to be. She's supposed to be a beautiful woman.
She is.
That can fight.
She works.
Yeah. But it's just like better director, man. Fucking Warner Brothers.
It's a movie.
Warner Brothers, take this fucking opportunity and entrust this goddamn franchise into somebody that, like, all they care about is money. Do good shit. Make good work. Like, they're not making good work. They're making, like, fucking mediocre dog shit over there. They're not making good work.
Trump America, it's all about money, bro. It's not about fucking art.
It's always been about... I mean,
no one gives a
Hollywood now makes movies for China. They have different edits, different... Like, they will change and modify movies so they can make a shit look... And that's where all these, like... The WoW movie, the WoW movie that got but that was made in China that they put an English guy in so we would potentially. It was like reverse of what we do, and it didn't work because nobody from here gave a shit about that.
Gave a
but
shit.
I'm guaranteed it did huge numbers over in China. Yeah, usually it's the other way where it's like, oh, we'll just add an Asian character. That's what movie was that? Where there was this? Oh, was that that was Kong?
Yeah,
There was that Asian assistant that just like showed up out of nowhere.
Hi.
I love Kong more than this. Way more than this. That had so many scenes that were like,
I agree.
Holy shit.
No, I agree.
Like that was
there were a lot of fun.
as far
scenes.
as fun movie.
Just
Like, you want
him-
to talk about fun
just
movies?
Kong fighting the giant
That's
squid.
the thing. Here we go.
Better
Good
than-
movie, fun movie, a movie, bad movie. That's not a movie.
We
That's a
can do-
better distinction. Yeah,
Okay.
got to have gray area, bro. But yeah, because I enjoy fun movies.
I do too.
Is that?
And sometimes
It's
a
not
fun movie to me
Apocalypse Now.
is not a fun movie to you, and that's fine.
And it depends. Like with this shit,
When
like
I
you have
walked out,
backstory on this.
I was like, I know the backstory, so like it was a different.
But
it was a
even
different
still, this
movie
one
for
handled
me.
it better for somebody that doesn't know shit about any of them. Like,
Besides
I just know it's a hot
that
superhero.
the main character was American and working for the British government.
But that was the fourth thing that bugged me. It wasn't even the first thing. Like when I find out he was British, I was like, that's confusing as well as the fact that she jumped into the water, got out of the water, and jumped back in. It's as dog shit as the fact that they're doing fucking, parkour fucking archery off of horses. Like that looks bad. Like those scenes happened before we find out he's a British. Well, they say anyway that he says with the rope of truth around him that he's British.
Lasso.
Whatever the fucking bull. It looked like a rope.
A rope and a lasso.
It wasn't tapered.
A lasso is a rope.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But it didn't have the circle at the end. It was just
at
a
a
rope.
few points.
It was mostly just rope that kind of just wrapped around people. It was like
magic.
smart rope.
Magic.
But it wasn't. But it was stupid.
Magic.
The cape.
Magic.
The cape in fucking Doctor Strange. Magic and done well. This rope, retarded magic.
Hey, we
It
both know I'm more of a Marvel guy than DC. Anyway, I've said this on.
If they handled this shit better, I'd like it more.
Trying to go a different route.
They're
when there's a road laid out for you, and people can go, "Oh, you're just copying Marvel." You got your own characters. You can do it in the same type of way.
Sure. Just do it
You're
good.
like, no, we have to do it more
like
dark and realistic. It's like, why? It's comic. It's a fucking comic book.
But what's the throughput on everything that they've come out with recently? There's problems. The fucking Suicide Squad was edited by they had the directors edit and they had the trailer guys. They fucking
and then they combined the two.
No, they showed different versions to those groups, the census group, not census groups, whatever those groups are called.
Yeah.
Testing groups or whatever, and they liked the version that was done by the trailer guys, so they used that version, which makes sense because the movie is a fucking 2-hour-long trailer.
Fucktards that are
It's the movie. It's the fucking producers.
But I'm just saying, who chooses the testing groups?
Usually,
are they just a bunch of fucking idiots?
Yeah,
or
what it is. Usually, they do them in Vegas because that's where people go from all over the world to vacation.
So it's a bunch of mom paws from fucking.
Vegas is everything.
Yeah, that's what
from
I'm saying.
everywhere.
That's what.
So they're like, hey, you want to do something for free? You want to see a movie for free? And just all you have to do is fill out a survey. Like I was there, and they were doing it for like SVU or some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But they just have these things. They take them into a room. You watch a movie, and then you fucking fill out a fucking questionnaire, like the things you like, or they have a thing where it's like they turn it to one side when they enjoy the movie, and turn it to the other side when they don't. Which I would have been like, turning it. I like it. Oh, okay, maybe. Nope. Every time that dude spoke with an English, I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear the other reviews of this to see if I'm just fucking retarded and missed a big thing that explains why he's the only actor in this movie not doing him and her are the only two assholes in this movie not doing a shitty accent. Yeah. And the Scottish dude. But it was all right compared to the other dog shit. Wish it was better. Don't give a fuck about the Justice League.
Glad we didn't pay an extra fucking $10 on top of that.
There was no way. maybe if it was
What
just
would have
IMAX,
even been in 3D?
I would have had to like the only reason I even like the same thing with Alien Covenant. It was because like I had no desire for either of these movies until it's like, oh, they're not that bad. It's better than Prometheus, which I didn't like Prometheus. It was, I agree, it was better for me. Better Prometheus. This movie better than the last two dog shit. So in comparison, great. Compared to competition.
We just saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Here's the thing. Marvel is UFC. This shit's Bellator. Oh, it's the Rory McDonald
good
of fucking
comparison.
It's the Rory McDonald of movies. It's like, okay, they're trying. They're really trying. They've gotten some names and they put it in the hands of somebody. Maybe it's going to do something, but I don't know. Let's play some UMC. Wonder Woman. I'm sure people will go see it if they want to see it.